Okay everyone, welcome to my tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about batch exporting out of Lightroom. So one thing I really enjoy about Lightroom is that you have a lot of control and you can be very neat in the way that you choose your workflow. And with Lightroom you kind of speeds up that process, especially in exporting. So this is after you're done editing your images. You want to come to the library tab up here and you want to choose your images that you want to export out. So if you want to export out more than one image and they're all over the place, you can hold on the command key and click on the images you wish to export out to. So I'm going to click on these, and it's the opposite if you want to deselect these images. So again, you hold on command to deselect, hold on command to select. Okay. So once we have our selection here, we'll go down to the export key, and we'll click on it, and your export setting pops up. So within Lightroom, you can be very organized. And one thing that I love about Lightroom is that once you set it up the way that you want it, it'll save it until you change it again. So let's go through this really quickly. So your export's location is exactly what it says. You choose where you need it to export out to, and we've already done that here, and I've made it directly to test 2. File naming. Something that is really cool about file naming that I like, you can be very organized within your. So like I was saying, you can be very organized within your exports. So one thing I like to do personally is custom name sequence. So with custom name sequence, you go down and you click on custom name sequence and you name it the way you want it to name it. So I'm going to leave it here as that's what I want it to do. It says Ed-Recco Eli headshots, and I'm going to start on number 1. And right here is an example of what my JPEG is going to say right here in my file name, Ed-Recco Eli headshots number 1. So because I chose more than one image, it'll put those images in the order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's something really cool and something that I like personally, and that I can customize and know which shots are what. So the next thing I want to talk about is our file settings. So with our file settings, we can choose between JPEG, PSD, TIFF, DNG, and or the original file. And we can also change the quality of our JPEG here, right, to this side. And we can also limit it if we feel like we need to limit it to a certain file size amount, but I don't think that's a problem when exporting out to JPEG. Image sizing. Image sizing is really cool in Lightroom. So you can do the normal width and height, or the dimensions, short edge, more megapixels, the percentage. But short edge and long edge is really cool. So with long edge, it's talking about the longest side of the image, and short edge is the shortest side of the image. So because in this class we have to export out at 124 pixels on the long edge, that's what I choose right here, long edge, and I put 124 pixels. So every time I export a Lightroom now, it's going to have that export settings for me, so I don't have to redo it. Okay, so one thing I really want to talk about is the watermarking. So watermarking is pretty cool inside Lightroom. So if we go down to edit watermarking here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So with watermarkings, usually in Photoshop you have to save it as a separate layer or whatever, and then import it in, and go through that type of workflow. Within Lightroom, something that's really cool is that you can actually go in and choose whatever, say you created a logo and you want to use it as your watermark. So you can go in and you can choose that, or if you wanted just to put simply your name here, you can put your name. So I'll put my name actually, not your name, Ed-Recco here, and I can control where I want to put it and how big I want it. So I can actually move it around and control the shadows of my behind of my watermark. And then I can also choose the size and the fit that I want it, so I can make it cover the whole picture if I really wanted to, but we're gonna leave it down in that right hand corner. And I can change the opacity so it's not really distracting, but it's still there that people know that I've taken the image. So that's something that's really cool. And then you can also anchor it in certain positions if you want it in the center, if you want it on the bottom left hand corner, bottom right hand corner. I personally want it on the bottom right hand corner. And then with the inset, you can change how far left to right you want the watermark to be. So I usually go off 1 because 0 goes straight to the edge of the image. So once you're done going through this and liking it the way you want it to look, you can go to save and you can name it. So you want to name it whatever you want to name. So you want to say logo 1, logo 2. For this one, I'm just going to say my name here. Oh, hold on. My name. So I know it's my name. And I'm going to click create. So if we go down to watermarks again, here's all the presets that I saved for my watermarks, and there it is, my name. So now all of my images, when I export out, will have that marking. It will say my name, or it will say my name, Ed-Recco, the one that we just created. And so when we're done doing all of that and making our watermarks the way we want it to, we'll click on export here. And when you click on export, you'll see that this progress bar is going to pop up in the top left hand corner. And this is letting you know that, it's trying to export out the files that you chose and that we customized. So we'll give it a second to do so. And after it's done exporting, that progress bar will disappear, and we'll come here to Finder and look where we put the shots. So here it is. Okay, so here is our shots, and as you can see, we have our watermark here. And the watermarks are going to be on all of the images that we exported out. So if I move down to the next image here, you can see the watermark again is in that bottom right hand corner. And another thing that you notice, we exported out 5 images. They're all the same size. They're all the same size on the long edge, 124 on the long edge, and they all have the watermark that I put on. So that's one thing that I really enjoy about Lightroom. Lightroom, you can do so much customizations, and it just makes the workflow, I think, in the back end quicker than most. So I hope this has helped everyone out and seeing some of the benefits of using Lightroom, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you.